Have you ever found yourself staring at that high shelf at the grocery store and thinking it would be so much easier if you were just a few inches taller? Or maybe you've noticed you look shorter in photos than you really should. The truth is, most people walk around with such poor posture that they literally lose 1 to 3 inches of their actual height. That's right, you're probably walking around hunched over as if carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, and your body is paying the price for it. The human spine has 33 vertebrae separated by flexible discs that act like shock absorbers. When you spend the whole day hunched over your phone or slouched on the couch, these discs get compressed unevenly. Over time, the muscles in your back become weak and overstretched, while the ones in the front get tight and shortened. The result is a posture that not only makes you look shorter, but also causes chronic pain and breathing problems. Here's the interesting part. Studies show that people with poor posture can gain up to 2 inches in height just by correcting their spinal alignment. We're not talking about actually growing, but rather reclaiming the height you already had and were wasting. It's like finding forgotten money in the pocket of an old pair of pants, only better. The first game-changing exercise is the plank, but not the way you're thinking. Most people do planks by straining their neck and hiking their hips up, turning the exercise into useless torture. The secret is creating a perfect straight line from head to toe. Imagine someone placed a giant ruler along your back, elbows directly under your shoulders, abs tight, pulling your navel toward your spine, and gaze fixed on the floor about a foot in front of you. Hold for 30 seconds. It sounds easy, but when done correctly, those 30 seconds will make every muscle in your core scream. This exercise strengthens all the deep muscles that keep your spine upright. Astronauts grow up to 2 inches in space because gravity stops compressing their spine. The plank does the opposite work here on Earth, creating enough strength to resist daily compression. The second exercise is the glute bridge, and before you think this is just for people who want a nice butt, let me tell you what really happens. Lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Now push your hips up until you form a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. The magic is in squeezing your glutes at the top of the movement and holding for 5 seconds. Do 15 repetitions. The glute muscles are crucial for keeping the pelvis in the correct position. When they're weak, the pelvis tilts forward, causing that famous exaggerated lower back curve that shortens your visible height and wrecks your back. People who sit all day for work have glutes so weak that doctors call it gluteal amnesia, when the muscle literally forgets how to function. Third on the list is the cat-cow stretch. Get on all fours, hands aligned with your shoulders, knees with your hips. Take a deep breath in and curve your back downward, lifting your head and tailbone at the same time, like a cat stretching. Exhale and do the opposite movement, arching your back upward and tucking your head. Alternate between the two positions 10 times, moving slowly as if in slow motion. This movement mobilizes each vertebra individually, pumping synovial fluid into the intervertebral discs. You spend all day with your spine stuck in 1 or 2 positions. These discs get dehydrated like a dry sponge. This exercise works like squeezing and releasing a sponge underwater, making the discs absorb nutrients and expand again. The fourth exercise is the cobra stretch. Lie on your stomach, hands placed on the floor at chest level. Push the floor and lift your torso, keeping your pelvis glued to the ground. Look up and feel the intense stretch along the front of your body. Hold for 20 seconds. Most people live with the front of their bodies completely shortened. Spend 8 hours a day sitting in front of a computer and see what happens. Your chest muscles get tight, your abs shorten, and you gradually turn into a walking question mark. The cobra pose forces a full extension of the spine, stretching the entire front chain of the body. Dancers and gymnasts do this movement religiously because they know a flexible spine is a healthy, tall spine. The fifth exercise is hanging from a bar. It seems too simple to work, but physics doesn't lie. Find a sturdy bar, grip it with both hands, and simply hang there. Arms fully extended, feet off the ground, let gravity do the work. Try to stay for 30 seconds. At first, you might manage maybe 10 seconds before your hands start to slip. That's okay. The traction created by your own body weight literally pulls the vertebrae away from each other, creating space between the discs. Doctors use spinal decompression machines that do exactly this, charging hundreds per session. You have a doorframe bar and free gravity. Some people report gaining half a centimeter in height just by doing this daily for a month, and back pain relief is practically immediate. Sixth and last is the hip flexor stretch. Kneel with one leg forward at a 90-degree angle, the other stretched back with the knee on the floor. Push your hip forward and raise the arm on the same side as your back leg. You'll feel an intense pull in the front of your hip and thigh. Hold for 30 seconds on each side. The iliopsoas muscle is one of the most neglected and important muscles in the human body. It connects your lumbar spine to your femur, and when it's shortened from sitting all day, it literally pulls your spine forward and down, creating that defeated-by-life posture. Elite athletes stretch this muscle before and after training because they know a tight iliopsoas destroys performance and posture. The part nobody tells you is that doing these exercises once won't change anything. Your body spent years developing bad movement patterns, weak and shortened muscles. You won't undo that on a Tuesday afternoon. The recommendation is to do this full sequence at least 5 times a week. Each session takes about 15 minutes. 15 minutes to gain inches in height, relieve chronic pain, and look more confident. Sounds like a good deal. Now comes the important part that many people forget. Posture isn't just about exercises. It's about body awareness all day long. You can do these 6 movements perfectly every morning. But if you spend the next 16 hours hunched over like a shrimp, you're wasting your time. Set alarms on your phone to remind you to check your posture every hour. Adjust your computer screen height to be at eye level. When you're on your phone, lift the device instead of lowering your head. These are small changes that add up. Nutrition also plays a part in this story. Your intervertebral discs need collagen and water to stay healthy and hydrated. Drinking at least 2 liters of water a day isn't some Instagram coach nonsense, it's a mechanical necessity. The discs are 80% water, and when you're dehydrated, they shrivel up like grapes turning into raisins. You literally shrink throughout the day due to dehydration and gravitational compression. That's why you're up to 2 centimeters shorter at night than when you woke up. There are people who undergo bone-lengthening surgeries to gain a few centimeters in height. The procedure involves breaking the leg bones, inserting metal rods, and slowly separating the fragments over months as new bone grows in the gap. It costs tens of thousands of reais, hurts like hell, and carries a risk of serious complications. These same people could probably have achieved half that result just by correcting their posture and strengthening their back. But surgery seems easier than daily discipline. There's one last secret few people realize. When you improve your posture, you don't just gain physical height, you gain presence. Social psychology studies show that people with upright posture are perceived as more confident, more competent, and even more attractive. In job interviews, candidates with good posture receive better offers. In social interactions, people with open posture are seen as more approachable. You're not just fixing your spine, you're changing how the world sees you. So here's the real challenge. Do these 6 exercises for 30 consecutive days. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it needs to be consistent. Take a side photo of yourself on day 1 and compare it on day 30. The difference will probably surprise you. And if you think you don't have 15 minutes a day, think about the hours you spend scrolling through social media feeds, looking at people you'll never see again. You have the time. You just need to decide how to use it. If this video made you realize you're wasting centimeters of height out there, leave a like and tell me in the comments which of these exercises have you already tried and quit because it hurt more than you expected. Total honesty here. Oh, and just a reminder, if you have serious back problems, hernias, or any medical condition, consult a professional before you start doing exercises on your own. This content is educational and does not replace proper medical guidance.